the arrest and detention of Adil from the organization Odikar. So she's just writing it out and sending it to you all for signing a joint protest letter from this conference. I wasn't here in the morning when my colleagues began their presentation, Biraj and Deepa, and my other colleague, Aditya, who's sitting somewhere in the background. These are the persons who have really pushed on the litigation front tremendously over the last few years. It's been about 12, 13, 14 years of litigation. 12 years of litigation. So it's an amazing thing, and it spans about 30, 40, 50 orders over the years. And I shudder to think of what would have happened had this litigation not been done. So it's quite an extraordinary attempt. And the Right to Food book, I think, is outside for you all to take, right? It's a little dated. Have you seen the red book on the right to food? Or it's not been brought? It's there. There's a big red book which has a compilation of orders. So all of you want it, please, you can order and take it. Dear friends of mine, and I'm really grateful for them for having come here today. And they're in the middle of an extraordinary attempt to try and get the best out of a law which is going to be enacted in the afternoon today, hopefully. And they've been at it day and night for many, many days and months. So I really hope that at the end of the presentation today, we'll have some good news to give all of you. And this is Aditya, you sit here also. Aditya is a young lawyer who's done some very, very fine work. And he's along with Biraj and Deepa, he's one of the main persons helping us in the case. And this is the book, a compilation of orders, so if any of you want. Biraj, Deepa and Aditya, thank you very much for coming. We're very grateful, in the middle of all this hectic thing to come here today. Thank you very much. And all of you, if you have any ideas as to what you want to do on the right to food in your own countries, we're going to do the Afghanistan meeting soon, the Bangladesh meeting soon. So in case you'll have some plans, a Sri Lanka meeting next. So think about the right to food. Come.
I thought, hello, can you hear me? No. Hello, can you hear me now?
Sorry?
Hello, can you hear me now? Yes. Friends, now I thought I want to hear from you. We have 5 countries in the room. We can also hear from France and Germany if they'd like to share. But I'd like to hear from you on what is the situation. You may not have studied it or done elaborate research, but what is your perception in your respective countries about the food situation, and what do you think are the potential issues? So we can do it this way. We can do one round with each country, and then we can come back. If you want to speak again, then we can do another round. So we can start with anybody. What in your perception are the issues? Who are the people who are marginalized with respect to food security? And what do you think is the potential for action in your respective countries? Not just in litigation or legislation, but also public mobilization, any action that you think is important. So we can do just one round. Can somebody have the mic to pass around? Does somebody have a mic to pass around? Yeah. So let's do it country-wise. Anyone can start, as long as we cover all the countries. I thought I'd start alphabetically, but then my Afghanistan friends looked a little worried. So we can start with any country actually.
Let's start alphabetically.
Let's start with Pakistan, maybe? Yeah, Pakistan.
Indicators related to food security and nutrition is like it's almost the same. It's very similar to India and other parts, not Sri Lanka, but other South Asian countries. And the rural population is basically more food insecure than the other. We don't have such mobilization for food security, but yes, many organizations, right-based organizations, are working for that. They don't have any food security bill or some kind of legislation until now, but we are very much looking forward to do this kind of work. Taking the example of India, and we are already.
Is there litigation in your courts in Pakistan?
I'm not a lawyer. Yeah, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't give you such examples. But we are very much looking forward to do this work.
Yes, this is Mustafa, also from Pakistan. So, more than 40% of our population is food insecure in our country, and out of this 40%, almost 50% are food secure without hunger, but almost 15% of the food insecure population are severely food insecure with hunger, with severe hunger. So this is the present case. Actually, there are so many factors involved in it. I just will give you two examples. One from the fishing community and another from agricultural community. So when we talk about fishing community, what we have, the people who are living along the coast, we have almost 800 to 1,000 kilometer coastal area in Pakistan. So the issue is there is so much seawater intrusion because of less or zero discharge of fresh water into the sea. Therefore, seawater is, sea intrusion is increasing day by day. Only in two districts of Sindh province, there is 100,000 hectares of land has been, covered by sea. Therefore, the livelihood, resources of the fishing community is being reduced day by day. So, the fishing community do not have any alternative source of livelihood. Therefore, they are becoming more food insecure. So, this is one of the one example. Another example from the same community is the role of middleman. So, whatever they catch, they do not have the access to the market, and the middleman always exploits there. The middleman gives them loan for their nets and fuels for their boats and something like that. So, they are bound to sell their catch to that middleman at the lowest rate as compared to market. For example, if in the market we have, for example, 500 rupees per kg fish, these fishermen are bound to sell almost 100 rupees kg, 100 rupees per kg. So this is the situation here with fishing communities. When we talk about agricultural community, then we have so many other issues, like the shortage of water is main issue nowadays in Pakistan. So we are being, suffered with dual nature. Sometimes shortage of water, sometimes excess of water. For example, right now we have a flood, and Pakistan have been, witnessing three major successive floods right from 2010 and 2011, 12. Even currently we are here and we are receiving so many news about floods. So at one hand, we are suffered from floods and agricultural crops devastated, and a few years we have been witnessing severe droughtness over there. So the agricultural products are being reduced at one hand. Another, whatever we produce, for example, when we take the example of wheat, so we are now exporting wheat to some many other countries like Afghanistan, but the people who are producing, they do not have access and right of ownership of their product. So this is the case we have. And in agricultural sector, most of the people, I think almost more than 99% of the agriculturist farmers and peasants, they are bound to use pesticides and fertilizers and so many things. Therefore, the input is very much as compared to output and rates. So this is the case with the agricultural community. So we need to focus on some organic farming and something like that, so that the input of the agricultural product should be reduced, so as to get the better profit to the community. So these are the major aspects of the strategy.
I have just one question, and maybe we find the question. What about land grab? Because the large-scale acquisition of land. Pakistan is one of the only countries in South Asia which has allowed say, buyers from the Middle East, Qatar, Saudi, to buy out or lease out very large tracts of land for farming. Is that a pressing issue in Pakistan still, or?
Yes, you are very much right. Land grabbing, yes, it is one of the major issues, especially along in the coastal areas, especially in cities. So there is very powerful media supported, powerful mafia supported by government or backed by government. So those guys are very much involved in land grabbing, and especially what do? They deforest. We had, for example, more than 500,000 hectares of mangrove forest along the coastal areas of Karachi. There is almost 129 kilometers of coastal area in Sindh province. So now it has been reduced. The mangrove forests have been reduced to only 50 to 60,000 hectares. So what do the mafia do? They just cut the trees and have plotting, commercial plotting, and sometimes they throw stones and trash and all these things. The dumpers, thousands of dumpers of trash are being dumped in the sea, and they are forcing the water to retreat from those areas, and they are having their commercial plots. So this is one, and another, we have some islands. So several times the government has had some contracts with some multinational companies or real estate tycoons. So those islands have been sold, but there was a strong opposition from the civil society, especially this partner organization from where my colleague Farhat is and Pakistan Fisher Folk Forum. We started considerable agitation against that, and luckily.
What about agriculture?
So the same case is there. In the name of development, the agricultural land is also being grabbed. For example, along the coastal areas of Thatta district. So the previous government, that was of Pakistan People's Party's government, they have a plan to construct a mega city after the name of its founder of the party, that is Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. The proposed development plan was supposed to be called as Zulfikarabad. So in the name of Zulfikarabad, hundreds of thousands of hectares of land has been grabbed, but still they have not been successful due to the mass movement in the province, and there is very much consensus among civil society and media and some of our national political parties. So it is to somehow stop now, but the plan is in their mind. So this is the case. When we talk about agricultural land apart from the coastal areas, so there are many people who are landless, and some people who has extensive land. You can say 10,000 hectares. A person can own more than 10,000 hectares land. So legally it is not allowed, but they just grab. And for example, if a person has a piece of, for example, 5 hectares, so he's not that much powerful so as to face the atrocities of those landlords.